And he's like just gonna put it on his grave.
My name is Chris Houlihan, and this is my secret tombstone. Don't tell anyone.
And you fall into it, and 30% of the time he's actually down there waiting for you. Oh, you got gypped. That was lame.
Well, it does kind of tell you where the big chest is. I'll give him that. That is kind of a clever idea, though. I've never seen it done anywhere else.
And clever ideas are kind of in a short supply in this game, it looks like, because the dungeons are just very much series of rooms.
Yeah, I think that's because it's supposed to be a timed game, but since this is, it was that way in the original BS Legend of Zelda. The dungeons were all just sort of boring rooms with uninteresting shapes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have been building up to parallel worlds since the first segment, and you should be happy it's not something like that, where...
I've never played that, but I think I've seen recordings of it or something, and it made me hate life.
Oh, that is the power of parallel worlds. It makes you hate life, and you haven't even touched it yet.
Kind of like Super Metroid Redesigned also makes me hate life.
Well, it makes you hate life? I was on the beta team for that thing. I had to be a tester. You do not know pain until you've seen version 1.0 of that game. You don't. The map didn't even work. There were spikes everywhere, even the places you were supposed to go. I think I'm having a relapse here.
Exactly, it's just not good. But that's the mentality of people who make ROM hacks and things is, I know this game inside and out, so I'm going to make it incredibly challenging. And by challenging, I mean spikes everywhere.
Yeah, at least Drusef had a little bit of enthusiasm for it. I mean, like, he was really into that. He loved doing it, and whenever you had a problem where you got stuck, instead of actually telling you what to do, he'd just give you hints. Like, did you notice that wall?
Right.
Maybe there's something you have in your inventory that you could use on that wall.
And just to be clear, I'm not saying that I'm blameless in this regard. I've made some RPG Maker games, and someone would get stuck in them, and I'm like, I'm not going to give you this solution. I'll just wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and then you'll get bored and quit, kind of thing.
That was actually sort of a clever idea, though. I mean, if he'd have handled it when people who were playing the final game had asked him that, like he did in the Something Awful Let's Play, which is on the Let's Play archive, I think. But he was telling that to his testers, which were supposed to know these things, to sort of know where to go to find out if there were any bugs. I think of all the bugs I'd found in that game, there was one or two where I had gotten stuck permanently, and I had save stated there, and I didn't have any backups.
Nice. But then who do you blame when your game has all kinds of bugs?
Well, yourself, I guess. I mean, you hire these beta teams to find out what's wrong with it for that reason.
Now, when I do play Link to the Past, I'm one of those players who compulsively has to pick up and destroy every single pot. So whenever I get into a hookshot maze like that, I almost always inevitably end up falling into a hole because I destroy a pot that I wasn't supposed to yet. And I do it every single time I play the game.
I don't actually think there were situations like that in the original game, or at least nothing that was mandatory. Ooh, he goes down in one hit.
It's because you have the cheap sword.
And because his health is cut in half for some reason. There is a patch that doubles the boss health, but you won't be seeing that in this video at least.
And you know what? The bosses don't look to have been changed anyway, so I kind of don't want to sit there watching you fight him for 6 minutes or whatever. It's probably for the best this way.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, the fight probably would have gone that fast just with a couple more hits on the final form, and that's it. And here's another minigame we will never ever be playing. See those happy little elves down there holding the giant tuba?
And you have to throw MacGuffins down into it?
Bombs, actually.
Oh, well, that's pleasant. Imagine being the guy who is contracted to carry that big pot around. Your job is you and your buddy, to pick up this big urn and carry it back and forth while some jackanapes wings explosives at you.
I know. Where's the health insurance for that kind of job? Is there any, or are you just like an indentured servant because your boss is actually hiding in a den of thieves?
It's the sad state of dwarves in Hyrule.
Don't you think that maybe this bottle salesman is like the first version of... Oh, I forget his name, but he's the guy in a snowsuit in Wind Waker.
I don't remember anything about Wind Waker. I played it once when it was brand new, and I've never touched it again.
I'd still kind of play it. I mean, it has its charm, but what with the endless sailing and the only 5 or 6 dungeons total ever,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that you can't skip cutscenes or speed the dialogue.
Yeah, just no desire to go back to it.
Here's that heart piece I said I ungot because I forgot to save last time.
Oh, good. You're ahead of the game, man.
Looks like I've pretty much got almost everything I need now.
So you've actually got a screen that shows you what you need to have by the end of the day.
Yeah, you press start and you press L button, I think.
And then if you fall behind, the next day you go into school and all your friends had all the cool stuff and you didn't, so they picked up on you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bye, folks.